Last July 20th was a deadly night in a dark movie theater, a night that will be forever remembered in Aurora, Colorado, and the nation. A lone gunman walked into the Century 16 movie theater during the opening of the newest Batman movie at midnight. He opened fire, killing 12 people and wounding 58. Petra Anderson was among the most severely wounded. The world first heard her story from her sister Chloe.
When I got there, her face was a little bit swollen and there was blood all over her clothing and she had blood coming down her nose.
Worried about medical bills, Chloe made an internet video asking for help.
Every dollar counts.
Petra's mom, Kim, also spoke to us.
Will she even be the same person?
That was 5 months ago. This is Petra today.
It's really hard.
It's been a long road, and it's one she almost didn't take. Petra never intended to be in Aurora that night. She'd just graduated from college and was heading east with her boyfriend Austin to attend music graduate school. But a quick visit home turned into a longer stay when Petra learned her mother's breast cancer had come back.
The oncologist came in and she said, if your cancer's back, it's metastasized.
So you changed your whole plan for the summer. You're going to stay here and be with your mom.
Right.
Some old friends were passing through town on that July night, and on a whim, Petra decided to join them to see the movie. She was tired, her eyelids drooping, when a blast shocked her awake.
I remember seeing the flash at the end of the shotgun and hearing the sort of the turmoil, the chaos that ensued.
What did it sound like?
Well, initially it was shrieking.
So you crouched down?
I don't remember exactly how I got down, because I was probably shot in those first couple blasts. The next thing I remember is being on my face, on the ground, and in a pool of liquid, which I knew had to be blood.
She couldn't breathe. She tried to stand up and run, but the shooter was still there. Her friend forced her back down.
I remember hearing the sound of people's feet running. Just every which way, running, screaming.
And then, worse, silence.
I remember becoming conscious and everything was quiet. And my friend said to me, "Do you think you're strong enough to get out of here?" And I said, "Yeah, let's try it."
What did you see?
A lot of empty seats and bodies sitting in their seats, just silhouetted against the movie playing. And knowing that after what happened, nobody in their right mind would still be sitting in their seats.
That Petra did somehow walk out of that theater is incredible when you understand exactly how badly she'd been wounded. A shotgun pellet to the face that traveled through her brain.
It came through the base of the skull here, which is right above the airspace, and broke through the base of the skull and then traveled through the brain and lodged in the back of the skull.
Pretty much a straight line, Doctor, through her brain?
Pretty much a straight line. Had it hit the brainstem, it would have killed her. So it just missed that by a few millimeters.
By a few millimeters?
And basically about the size of the pellet itself.
Dr. Michael Rausino treated Petra that night and performed emergency brain surgery on her. He's still astounded not only that she arrived at the hospital alive, but that she didn't sustain devastating brain damage.
If this happens to 1,000 people, 999 of them are going to have severe damage. And in my career, I've never seen anyone who had a bullet traverse the path that this one did and not cause her any more damage than what it has.
You've never seen that before?
Never seen it before.
Are you a guy who believes in miracles?
Yeah, I have to be now, yeah.
But that miracle still took a lot of hard work. Petra had been shot in the arm as well as the head. That meant months of intense therapy to relearn things most people take for granted. Finding the right word.
This is not an office thing. That's not right.
Or keeping her balance.
Do you feel, Petra, like your balance is better than it was?
Yes.
Yeah, way better.
Very much so.
But everyone wondered, would Petra be able to return to the one thing she loved most, being a musician?
The rehabilitation hospital has a piano, and my occupational therapist I said, yeah, I would love to.
And could you sit down and just play?
I hadn't played in a while.
You were a little rusty.
So, yeah, I was quite rusty.
She sat there for 20 minutes, continuously playing the piano, not distracted by anything. And most of the time at that point, her sessions, 15, 20 minutes, she would be exhausted and have to go right to sleep.
And after the piano?
And after the piano, she was energized, she was excited, she was smiling, she wanted to keep going.
But as Petra was returning to her old self, her mother was in Houston with her sister Chloe getting cancer treatments, her last hope, and they weren't working. One night, Chloe called about their mother's condition.
I'd known for a while that it was just looking really bad. And I hadn't been in direct communication with Petra about, daily what was happening because I didn't want to unnecessarily burden her.
She's recovering from a shooting.
Right.
And then we sat down, and Mommy was on the phone. And she told us that she didn't have strength to go on, and that it was time for her to go. And she wanted to say goodbye.
Petra and Austin flew to Texas. Petra says she didn't know what to say, so she didn't say anything. She played.